If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio. Now, I woke up this morning. I'm not in the best of moods. My dad's really ill at the moment. It's really sad. And we've got, obviously, the situation with the supplements. I'm not in the best of moods, but I don't have to go to work. Technically, I do. I'm doing this, but I choose to do it. You know, I started an hour later. I had an extra hour in bed. I just didn't feel like it. I have that power. If I had a 9-to-5 job, the boss would be like, why aren't you here? Why aren't you on time? You know, it's other people summoning you, telling you what to do. How did I get to this scenario? I lived like shit, and I continue to live like shit, and I invested my money into things that were going to help. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, quick update, just very quickly on the supplements. They've been sent to Australia. The ones that were supposed to be sent to Australia have been sent to me. I've got somebody else's supplements, so they're just going to figure that out at some point. I'm going to have to send them back. The guy's going to send them to me. Might be an extra week. Apologies, guys. Yeah, I don't understand it when people do stuff like that. It's not a fault on our end. You know, usually I take self-accountability, but nothing I could do. Really pissed me off, but is what it is. So, anyway, the point of this video is talking about sort your own life out first. And this is something that so many people just do not do, like in so many different senses. And I'm trying to brighten up a little bit. I'm trying to, you know, it's a lovely day, things are good. I don't want to make a negative video and be swearing and and kind of pointing the finger at people. That's not what I want to do here. So I'm trying to relax a bit. But so many people rely on others for what's going on in their life. Okay, so when it comes to a relationship sense, their happiness is dependent on that other person being in their life. If that person leaves, they're in trouble, or so they think. You know, and their whole world just crumbles. And this isn't a good scenario to be in, and people do it in so many different areas of life. They do it in a financial sense, where they rely on their job. They rely on someone else to maybe fund their life, like maybe parents or something like that. When it comes to, let's say, a fitness sense, maybe you're relying on someone on YouTube to motivate you, like some motivational fitness videos, or, you know, or your personal trainer. If you don't have your personal trainer, you're in trouble. What you need to do in life at every given point is make sure you take care of yourself first, okay? And here's something that I've always lived by and I promote to so many different people, is that you should always try and put yourself in a position in life where you don't rely on anybody else. Your happiness, your money, your assets, whatever it might be, nothing depends on another person's decisions. Nothing can affect you, you know, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Like, nothing can affect you based on what somebody else can do. Nobody has that level of influence. You know, you've got to build yourself up in life until you get to a certain point where no matter what happens, you're still in control. You know, you've got your own assets, you've got your own money, you're in the perfect shape, your health is dependent on you. You know, your parents aren't feeding you all this shit and buying all the shopping, you're buying the food. You've got to be in a position where you don't need women, or you don't need a man in your life, or whatever it might be, depending on your preference. But let's use women, because I believe the majority of the people watching this are, you know, are straight guys. So you believe you don't need women. You believe that if you do have a woman in your life and she leaves, it's fine, you can move on. You know, you're not going to crumble. I remember when I was really young, had a relationship at like 19. When we broke up, I was like, oh God, like I invested so much into this relationship. Like that was the main focal point of my life. And it's just not healthy, because then beyond that you go, what am I doing now? Whereas if I had been in the position I am now, it would have been like, yeah, bye, whatever. Yeah, next, let's move on. You know, it would have really been like that. It really wouldn't have mattered, because I've got so many other things going on and so many other things in my control that it does. Like, for example, with the supplements right now, you know, this is a scenario where I have to let somebody else be in control of my emotions, because it's the early days. But what pisses me off is if I had my own manufacturer, my own company, number one, I'd be saving a ton of money. Number two, I could import it straight from over the road. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be coming from America. And number three, anything that went wrong, I could change very quickly. You know, I could be agile on it because it's mine. It's right there. I can change it. I own the factory. You know, I can take self-accountability and make the changes on the fly. That's what you need in life. You need to build something where you have that ultimate independence. Like I said, for your physical health, the food you eat, take self-accountability. Don't let somebody else, oh, well, my girlfriend bought these donuts and, she always buys a pizza on a Friday, so I'm kind of out of shape. It's not really my fault. She keeps bringing it. You've got to take control of all of these things. Oh, my girlfriend occasionally, she flirts with other guys and it makes me feel really negative. It makes me feel down about myself. My confidence is getting low. Get rid of her. You don't need that in your life. You just got to take control. And this is what I mean by sort your life out first. Everybody sat there and they're trying to say, this is where it connects together, okay? People are sat there and they're insecure. They're saying, oh, I don't have what I want. I don't have the life that I want. I'm going to find... it was that Rihanna quote in the Needed Me song where she's like trying to fix your problems with a bad bitch. It's what so many guys do. Their life isn't where they want it to be. They go and find a woman. Oh, it's good now. It's good. I can just have kids with this woman, get married, get a house. I can settle on my goals and I'll feel better about myself. And they do it in so many different areas of life. I'm not in the shape that I want to be in. I feel insecure. I'm going to go and do this and that and compensate with other things. There's no way to do it. You've got to build your own life first. You've got to build that stability. You've got to put those foundations in place and take care of number one. Like, it's very similar to the video where I said selfish men succeed, but this is kind of more the mentality behind it, is that once you take care of yourself first, nothing else really matters. Like, nobody can affect you. Nobody can influence you. You're not in a... Here's a great example. You're in a 9-to-5 job. Your boss is like, don't really like this guy anymore. I'm going to fire him. Well, that's a problem. You're at a 9-to-5 job. You want to be somewhere else doing something, but that job pays for your life. But then if you have built something in the, off the back of that, you've been investing money, you've been building a business on the sly. Then one day when your boss says, do this, and, is shouting and screaming at you, you can go, no. Oh, I'll fire you. Yeah, that's fine. You have that option. You have fuck you money. You have fuck you emotions. You have a fuck you scenario where it doesn't matter. Like your parents say, if you don't do this, if you don't go, all these guys out there, a lot of South Asians who have got family pressures. You have to marry this year, you have to marry this woman. If you've got your own house and you've got your own money and you've got your own life and you don't have to rely on them for anything, rather than you're living with your parents, well then suddenly you don't have to take shit from them anymore. When they say go and marry this woman, you can be like, no, don't want to. Why not? Well, we'll kick you out the house. Yeah, okay, bye. I've got my own place. I can go and afford my own place. I've got 2 million in my bank account. This is why especially I promote success and money so much, because it gives you those options. Whenever you've got fuck you money, or you've got fuck you emotions, or a fuck you mentality, or you've built your life in such a way where you're in control of every aspect of everything, you haven't got shareholders saying, hey, you're not doing that, we need to change it to this and that. It's going to be a problem for your company. Anything in that scenario where you've got a girlfriend saying, well, don't think you're spending only 2 hours with me on the weekend. That isn't going to go well. You can't have that. You got to, like I said, you got to take care of number one first. It's got to be all about you for as long as you can to put these things in place, and then nobody has any control over you. That's freedom. Freedom has a huge price tag on it, but once you achieve it, it's beautiful. I woke up this morning. I'm not in the best of moods. My dad's really, really ill at the moment. It's really sad. And we've got, obviously, the situation with the supplements. I'm not in the best of moods, but I don't have to go to work. Technically, I do. I'm doing this, but I choose to do it. I started an hour later. I had an extra hour in bed. I just didn't feel like it. I have that power. If I had a 9-to-5 job, the boss would be like, why aren't you here? Why aren't you on time? It's other people summoning you, telling you what to do. How did I get to this scenario? I live like shit, and I continue to live like shit, and I invested my money into things that were going to help. It's the way to do it, guys. But you've got to have that male independence. You cannot rely on anybody. You can't rely on somebody for money. You cannot have somebody who, like women when they've got sugar daddies, it's like, it's a good gig, but it's so dangerous. Because at any moment he could find someone hotter than you, or you could do one thing that fucks up, or send the wrong text to, you send it to him instead of your friends, and you're slagging him off. And it's like a scenario over, all your money dried up. Now you're begging for him back. Like, you never want to be in those kind of scenarios where you have to beg for a job, or you have to beg for this, or beg for that, or beg for a girl back, or, Here's an example as well. So many guys, the gym is lame. You know, money is lame. Women should just come to me because I'm a man. You know, I'm a good guy. I should just get women naturally. Yeah, well, when that girl that you finally get dumps you or wants to leave you or has cheated on you, these sort of guys go, no, I want you back. Please don't leave me. Because they know it's going to take so long to find someone else. They don't have an array of options. That is putting the power and the control in someone else's hands. This is why I always promote you guys. Get in shape, get money, you know, get all these things that are seen as attractive, that give you an array of options of things like women and assets and whatever you want to have in your life. Because if a scenario like that happens and a girl cheats on you, whatever, it means nothing to you. You can move on. You can go and get someone else. You've got 17 other women on the side that you're not, let's say, talking to, but have asked you if you want to be with them instead. That you know want to fuck you. That you know want to date you. When you're in that sort of scenario, it changes the game. And that's what you should be focusing on more than anything, guys. You know, you got the riches and getting in shape and all this shit and whatever. Every day you should wake up with the sole focus of becoming independent, getting that freedom, removing the ties that people have on you. You know, if people have got their fucking hooks into you, just releasing them every single day and saying, how can I be free? Now you look at, I think it's Tiger in the music industry. Like, he's made something like 50 times more money in the last 2 or 3 years than he had in like the first 10 of his career. You know, which is, it seems kind of normal, but in his scenario, that was down to, you know, when he had songs like Rack City, he didn't get a penny of that. That was like one of the biggest hits in the world at the time. He didn't get a penny of that. That all went to Cash Money and Birdman. That's why the guy is like close to being a billionaire. That's the kind of scenario you don't want to be in life. Where you make a song and the record label are like, no, don't like it. You know, you want to start your own record label. It takes longer, but you have that independence. You have that decision making in your control. It's the same with relationships. It's the same with your job. It's the same with having an investor. You know, an investor that's too pushy, that wants to say, oh, we'll change this and this and this. I think this. That's not a nice life. That's not freedom. That's not an enjoyable job. You know, or a company where you've got 10 clients and the clients are telling you what to do. Again, that's not freedom. You're not taking control of your life. You're not sorting yourself out first. You're going to be taking care of those clients and worrying about what they want rather than what's best for you in the business. Just always put yourself in a scenario where you can focus on yourself. What's going to set me up best? What's the best decision for me? What's going to help me? And you might piss off hundreds of people, but you got to help yourself, okay, guys? And that's what matters most. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.